Eins, zwei, drei, vier.
Musse. Musse. Great German word. Actually, I say it's a great German word, but I don't actually like the word. I've never liked it. It just doesn't sound good to me, Musse. It sounds like it doesn't have any really edges to it. It doesn't have any real form. It's like it's all U's and S's and vowels and kind of, you can't put a handle on it. You don't know where it starts or stops. It's kind of a flimsy, floppy word that kind of, you hold it and it kind of seeps through your fingers. I don't actually like the word itself. Let me tell you what it means. It means the actual translation is leisure or leisure time. But it's different. It's not the same thing. It's an old word for leisure. Leisure, when we think of leisure, we mean time to go to the beach or we can goof off. Go to the movies. It's fine. But Musse has much more meaning. It's actually a very significant and important word in German. It means that you have nothing to do and are taking this free time to do something not necessary but important or significant. And what they're thinking about, of course, the Germans, they have, I sometimes think that Germans have an ideal society, an ideal way of looking at themselves. And this is mainly the upper educated class of Germans, that they look at Germany and say, the one time when Germany was perfect was like in maybe the 19th century, where you had guys who were independently wealthy. They had a lot of money. They inherited. They have a land house. Maybe it's overlooking a river, and they spend their days. They dress up in these ornate coats, and they go out into their garden, and they walk around the garden. They smell the flowers and the birds, and they think great thoughts. And then they sit down in their garden chair, and their servant brings them tea, and they drink the tea, and they think their great thoughts, and they take out their little notebook and they write down their great thoughts. And these great thoughts, these great intellectual thoughts, come from Musse, from leisure time, from time spent not doing anything but kind of ruminating on life and the world and the meaning of life. And I sometimes think that's like the German ideal for a certain class of Germans, an educated class of upper class Germans. And of course, if you look at European history, a lot of great thoughts did come from these people who had that kind of independent wealth that they inherited, and all they had to do was think great thoughts all day. Like in most famously, the French writer Montaigne. He thought great thoughts all day. He didn't have anything else to do. So he took some political duties, but mainly he had time to think great thoughts, and he wrote it all down, and they were great essays. He was genius, and it was great. They were great thoughts, and he wrote them down, and the world is grateful to him. Of course, when I think of that picture, I think, what is the servant guy thinking? How much is the servant getting paid? Does he have time to think great thoughts? He's working all day to keep this guy who's independently wealthy, has nothing to do, has never worked a day in his life, and he has all these great thoughts. Are the thoughts really great if he's never had to work a day in his life? He doesn't know what the servant is doing. So I'm kind of skeptical about this whole Musse thing. I don't like the concept of it generally. But everything changed when I found out where the word comes from. Musse is related to, or has the same stem word, the same origin as the word must. I have to do something. I must do something. Must, obligation, duty, a to-do list. I must do this. But it developed itself, Musse, in such a way that it became the opposite. You don't have to do this. You do not must anything. It means unmust. Now, that's a word I would wish for the English language, unmust. It works as a verb. What are you doing today? I'm unmusting. Nothing. I don't have anything to do. I'm unmusting. I have loads of unmust. What is your to-do list? I don't have a to-do list today. I have an unmust list. I have a list of all the things I don't have to do today. I love that word, unmust. It really should be, I would put it in It's a word, it's an invention, it's only inspired by the German word, but it should be an English word. Unmust. We have to unmust this. We should be unmusting. Tomorrow I want to unmust the entire day. It's Christmas, we should go meet the relatives. You know what? Why don't we unmust that? We should have an app for unmusting, an app that automatically lists all the things we don't have to do today.
1, 2, 3, 4.